I think he's here with us. Are you there, Relkin?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey, what's going on?
Not much. Just in time. We're starting right now.
Well, good thing I figured it out.
I got a quick map check. We've got 2 crystals and the green pendant at deserts in the light worlds. Bonta is going for the back of the front. Just check Uncle. Xyrak's going straight to Kakariko. Looks like we have all dungeons open mode, swordless hard. Could be a little brutal.
Yeah, for sure. No joking at all.
Yeah, we'll see how these runners play it early. These are standard plays to start. We're gonna get looks like we're gonna get a lumberjack check from Xyrak, and we get a hook shot on Bonta's side.
Yeah, hookshot, no progression just yet, but it's nice to have early on.
Yeah, exactly. Uncle just has 20 rupees, and Xyrak saw a sword at the lumberjack. Now, in swordless, swords are just green 20s. So whenever we see green 20, we know that would have been a sword.
Yeah, of course. Swordless, yes, like you said, 20 rupees. Green, not just a red 20, are swords.
Yeah. Oh, we got a bottle in the woods. That'll allow us to check Sick Kid during our Kakariko checks.
So, do you want to run quickly through the scenario we have right here before us?
Yeah, so the short version of it is this. If Bonta wins, he's in the bracket. If Xyrak wins, we have a 3-way tiebreaker race between these two as well as GFE 12. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Bonta would love to just get in straight in, but a loss still has a chance to get through the tiebreaker. Xyrak needs to get to the tiebreaker. And of course, I know chat would love to see a 3-way tiebreaker, but, well, we'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, of course, I know chat would love it, for sure.
Oh, yeah, and to answer a quick question in chat, it would be, they'd all race at the same time, same seed. It would be a randomly generated seed set for settings, though each of them would get a veto on one of the settings. So, Sick Kid only had 10 arrows. Xyrak's going to pick up some bombs.
Yeah, hopefully he can find some more rupees later, just in case he needs some for, like, bottle vendor.
Yeah, usually Kakariko is nice enough. If you get the 30 rupees from Blind Set and 20 rupees in the well, all you gotta do is really find 50 rupees from chests. And neither runner did choose to do the hula hand to start, but that's pretty common in a regular open mode seed because the rupees are plentiful. Alright, Xyrak dropping into the well. 5 chests down here. Gets starts with the red 20. And there's one of our green rupees. Another red 20. Bombs. And bombs. So they didn't need to buy bombs, but it's always a risk jumping down here without bombs because it'll cost you several seconds to go get bombs and come back down here later.
It also might cost you rupees if you desperately need them.
It looks like Bonta's in shape to check the bottle vendor. Xyrak, he'll actually be fine as soon as he gets the rupees from behind this bombable wall. And looks like rupees and a red potion and hearts in Blind's hide. Oh, and a power glove. Nice. Should see the bottle vendor. Oh, bottle vendor had the flippers.
No need to fake flipper in this seed.
Yeah. That opens up a few extra checks. Unfortunately, they haven't found much for rupees. So, they're going to need to find some more as they go. Though there were some in the library, and unfortunately can't reach those yet. So we saw nothing at the race game either. And let's see where Xyrak's going to head. Xyrak's going to do a traditional route down to the South Shore. Bonta is just going for the race game, not going to check it. Unfortunately, going to be a little disappointed.
Now, how often do you see runners go to desert to check a Genius Cave or Desert Ledge?
It's generally not a common play. I've seen some runners do it. Oh, found an ice rod in the dam. Nice to not have to search for that. I don't see a lot of runners do it because it's only one check plus one spot you can just look at. But some will do it because if they do find something there, it's a bigger chance that they'll have an advantage.
Yeah, I think it's more or less a gamble play than really like trying to really search for progression.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the right way to classify it. It's a little bit more of a gamble doing that. But Bonta's going to check the back of Escape. Another 300. So we've seen 3 of our 300s already. And that's actually going to kind of work out well for Bonta. Because if he gets the 300 from the dam, he'll have enough for Zora. Now, Xyrak's going to use Ice Rod strats with these mini Moldorms. Ice Rod does exactly the same damage as Fire Rod. It's just a little slower. But when Bonta gets over here, he has that hook shot. That'll make this quite a bit easier. Alright. Mini Moldorm, 20 rupees. Single arrow, 50 rupees. 3 bombs, and 20 rupees. Wow.
Yeah, thankfully, thankfully that is the one unique item they really don't have to worry about, the single arrow. So that's good to get that.
Yeah, exactly. It's disappointing to see it, but at the same time, you're this early like, okay, if I see a hint for a unique item, it's not the single arrow. Now, for a little more on the Ice Rod, yeah, it does the same damage as Fire Rod, but as Wolflink mentioned in chat, by the way, Wolflink is our tracker for today, so he'll be keeping track of these items for us. But yeah, as Wolflink mentioned, usually the ice aspect of it takes priority as Xyrak finds the lamp. Very nice find, no dark rooms today.
Wonder how soon Xyrak might go to Death Mountain.
Well, for him, it's not as much of a priority, as he's going to farm some rupees here for Zora. Nice little spot to do it. 20 rupees per trip. But for Xyrak, he only would be able to check 2 items and look at a third, plus a hint. Bonta, on the other hand, once he gets that lamp, he'll have a lot of checks on Death Mountain he can do. So in terms of our Dark World access at this point, we're still some items away. We need a pearl and either another glove or a hammer. And on the other side, if we get through Aga, we still need the pearl most likely. And then we would need at least the hammer. We might be able to do it with like a cape and bug net, but that'd be a pretty bad climb.
Yeah, no, we would love to have a substantially better weapon than we have been given so far to go up Aga Tower.
Xyrak finds a mirror. That's interesting. That allows them to go into Hera. Without the hammer, though, they can't kill Moldworm yet, but they could do everything else in there. That's also kind of pending the Hera small key too, though.
Now, I must have missed it, but where did Bonta get the hook shot? Because I see that Xyrak does not have it just yet.
Hook shot was in the uncle area. As Xyrak finds the Cane of Samaria, another item that doesn't unlock anything right now, but we'll need it later most likely. Xyrak also threw a bottle in and got a free green potion for it.
Yeah, not the best potion, say like a blue potion, but a green potion is good if you're trying to fight, say, Trinex with the hammer or Master.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's worth noting this is hard mode, so that green potion will only refill half their magic, and the red potion they got earlier will only refill 7 hearts. But potions are still plenty useful in hard mode. And for 500 rupees, that's actually not a bad deal in hard mode, because we're limited to 14 hearts max. So having an extra heart container, it's not what you wanted to see, but you'll take it.
Yeah, and with blue mail being the max mail that you can get in this, any heart container is welcome to be seen in a hard mode.
So Xyrak's heading to escape. He'll pick up his hook shot. Now with the cane, it'll be interesting to see if he goes through the front. Because with that cane, that's a weapon he could use to get through the front of escape. So it'll be interesting to see if he decides to do that.
I haven't too often seen cane strats in front of escape, but there sure are hype when you do see them.
It's something you see a bit more in standard mode, because cane can be your starting weapon in standard mode when you have randomized swords. But he also does have bombs, and the ice rod can be used on on the blue guards down here. The ice rod will one-shot the blue guards. Unfortunately for the green guards, it would just freeze them. Meanwhile, Bonta is climbing the mountain. Oh, and there's our blue mail. Very nice find by Bonta. Yeah, Bonta's climbing Death Mountain. 8 chests over here on the right side, plus you can look at the floating island. Okay, Bonta's going to use that mirror he got from the hobo. Gonna use a little glitch to get rid of that block and go straight through. 50 rupees and 10 arrows. Xyrak finds a map. And with that hookshot, mini Moldarm Cave will go down really quickly. More rupees, piece of hearts. Some bombs. Oh, you also got the cape. I missed that. So that cape is another step towards Aga. But we still would need either the hammer or the bug nets before we'd even want to consider that.
Yeah, preferably, though, if we do see the hammer, we would like to see the Moon Pearl before we go up Aga Tower. Just that way we know we don't have to fight Aga.
Yeah, exactly. And since hammer would put us only a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access, it's a pretty big gamble to go to Aga at this point. So it's unlikely we're going to see Aga. Because there's only one spot in the Dark World where the Moon Pearl can be.
Yes, Wolflink, you do make a good point. However, we definitely would like to fight Aga when we are more equipped and can do it a lot faster with, say, the boots or something like that.
Yeah, that is a good point. We are in an all dungeon seed, so Aga does need to go down at some point. Bonta with that mirror is not going to go to Hera. Since he has not found the hammer, he can't full clear this, since he will not have a weapon for Moldorm. But there's still items he can check up here. And he's not going to look at Spectacle Rock Ledge, he's going to go straight into the cave.
Yeah, remember those days when V29 just let us go straight for the check instead of going for the item and the hint?
Yep. Those were some interesting days. Didn't see the hint, so I'll see if it comes through on the restream.
It was a joke hint. It was Spring Ball or behind Ridley.
And on top, we just see a piece of heart. And that's a quick question in chat, too. Pika Pals was in first place in this group. That was a map check. I saw red crystals at Mire and Turtle Rock. Didn't catch a lot else. Pendants at Swamp and Thieves Town as well.
You know, Thieves Town's not really the pendant you want to see in a non-all dungeon seed, but in this seed, you probably will just go through the whole thing anyway, just to full clear.
Yeah. In an all dungeon, it really does not matter as much. Ooh, that's an interesting hit. A unique item requires the hook shots. And we're out to the basement. So with the lamp, we can get the big key down here. Focus on that hint for a second. Unique item requires the hook shots. So that could be the back of Swamp. That could be an item in Hookshot Cave. Could be there's some items in Gan's Tower, I believe, that are hookshot locked.
Especially the very final chest, the very top.
So that's one they're going to have to keep in their minds. I think Bonta might have missed the invulnerability glitch, but he's using the cape strat. Basically, what he's doing there is he used the cape, and then he was holding onto the wall. And while he was doing that, the game would not drain the magic. So it allowed him to basically stand in with the cape on infinitely.
Yeah, there's not very many places where that's useful, but one of the most useful places, and one of the more well-known places, is in Tile Room in Ganon's Tower.
Yep, exactly. So Bonta's going to continue climbing. At this point, he's only got 2 more chests he can check. If he doesn't get a hammer up here, he's going to have to leave and come back later for Moldorm. Alright, last chest he can check. Moop. That's a vanilla moon pearl.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. What a convenient place to find it, I guess.
Yep. Okay.
Is this even randomized? You are absolutely right.
Alright, both runners now heading over to Saharsla. We haven't seen this check yet. So at this point, we need a glove or a hammer for Dark World access.
And I believe all we have left to check are these three, which we just saw, and Eastern and a Genus Cave, if I'm remembering.
Yeah, I believe so. We can't get into the desert yet, and we can't do a lot else. Now Xyrak did not go to Hera, so he doesn't have that moon pearl yet. He's going to have to get up there. But let's say he finds Hammer in Eastern, he could make it a one trip up to Hera, or Bonta would have to double dip. Well, Hera's actually not the worst double dip in the world, but you still don't want to double dip if you can avoid it. We'll start with the big key. At this point, with what they've got, everything's in logic except for Armos Knights. So they'll get a minimum of 2 items in here. They could also see all 3.
And with the hook shot, they can go down to the bottom here and just hook shot straight across.
Nice little trick, but use it with a heart container, which, again, hard mode, you'll take it.
Yes, you certainly don't want to see anyone die to a boss in the Dark World because they only had 4 or 5.
Yeah, exactly. The blue mail helps, but you still want some hearts to back it up. Alright, there's the compass. So, 2 more chests we can look at. We don't need to do purple chest today, just cash.
Yeah, that's a very useful hint. Thank goodness for that one.
And there's our second item. So the 50-50 chance the chest in the big key, or yeah, the big key chest either has the map or the third item.
Now, at this point, it's probably either this, the big key chest, like you said, or a Genus Cave is all we have left, I think. So it's down to two checks.
Yeah, we don't really have much left. We're gonna find something.
Whether it be the hammer, or the bug net, or another glove.
Right. What do we got here? A map. So, Gina?
Maybe. I wonder what Xyrak's thinking here. Oh, he might be going back into...
Yeah, Xyrak hasn't been in Hera yet, so he's gonna go there first. And Bonta hasn't been to the front of Escape yet. So he's going there.
Ooh, have either runners checked the dark chest? Because I know they have the lamp now, but they may have gone to Bag of Escape and I missed it.
They haven't, but I don't recall them grabbing the small key, so I think it's the small key in that chest.
Okay, so that's so we can rule that one out too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know what else we could have, because we've done all the Zora checks, we've done Hobo, did all South Shore, did as much as we can on Death Mountain. Yeah, I think something's got to be at Agina.
So I guess it's up to us to guess and see what we think it is.
Well, it could be Easy Hammer to just get our Dark World access. Could be Gloves for that as well. Could be Bug Net that sends us up Aga's Tower. Could be a fetch quest item like a shovel or powder. Nah, it couldn't be powder, but could be shovel or mushroom. Could also be boots, which would open up a couple spots. Actually, only open one spot right now.
Yeah, I was just about to say, boots will only open one, so we could basically consider it a fetch quest item at this point.
Yeah. Could also be book that sends us in the desert.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, it could be bow that sends us back to Eastern. there's a lot of stuff it could be. Most likely Hammer or the Glove, but it could be anything else too.
All right, Bonta finally making his way over to Agina.
So at this point, if you're these runners, you're probably feeling a little behind because it's going to be your last location. But at the same time, if the progression's at Agina, you're not feeling too bad because in all likelihood, your opponent also put this off.
Yeah, didn't I mention this earlier that how many runners have you seen go straight to Agina?
Yeah, you did mention that. And like I said, it's not many, so you're probably not feeling too bad if it's here. We're about to find out.
What could it be today?
Oh, the bug net! We're going to Aghanim.
Well, it had to happen at some point, so I guess why not just get it out of the way now?
Yep, we have to kill Aga anyway, so let's go kill Aga.
In the swaggiest way possible.
I have to admit, I don't think I've seen a seed setup like this before, especially in Swordless. Because their weapons, they're going to have to use Ice Rod and Cane of Samaria and bombs to do this. This is going to be a rough climb.
Yeah, certainly we don't want to see either of them have to make a second climb because of the inability to make it through in the first try.
Now, I will say this, Xyrak's going to have a little bit of an advantage by grabbing that green potion. He can refill some of his magic, at least. Bonta doesn't have anything to refill magic right now.
Godspeed, Bonta.
I would say for chat to savor this, because this is like a once-in-a-blue moon situation right here.
Oh, and these guards just chase you the whole way, so you're just taking damage. Oh, but thankfully he uses the...
But he's out of bombs. And this draw prize today for the stun prize is only rupees. This is going to be a brutal, brutal climb. Ice Rod, unfortunately, will not kill these guards, but you could do some fun stuff with that. You could actually freeze a guard and throw it at the other guard. Unfortunately, then you couldn't kill the frozen guard, so that's kind of a little catch-22 there.
Yeah, I think the only problem room I can think of right now would be the red guard room.
Yeah, the last of the red guard rooms, at least, you have pots to throw. But the rooms before that are going to be rough. And if these runners struggle, don't be surprised if they go to the potion shop, grab a couple potions, and then come back up. And
Bonta is out of magic.
He's out of magic. He's out of ammo.
Thankfully, had enough to do a Samaria block there. I think he might be giving up here.
He got a bomb, but that's not going to be enough. He's going to have to dip out and get magic.
I don't believe those bats drop anything.
Yeah, he's out. He can't finish this. So he's going to probably go empty his potions, get some potions at the magic shop, and come back. He's going to need most likely 2 green potions to do this. Xyrak still has that 1 green potion. That could put... Such a small act like that could give him an advantage early. Yeah, Bonta's going to refill his bombs.
Think he'll make a trip over to the witch's hut?
I think you have to. You can't afford to have another climb like that. Or... Oh, Bonta's not going to. He's going back up.
Oh, Bonta, don't make the same mistake again.
And somebody in the chat actually just made a good point. Okay, he's going to get some magic from over here. He can go into the well and get some magic. Or maybe not. Somebody in the chat actually made a good point. We have that upgrade shop that you could also go to. It's 200 to upgrade your capacities, but if Bonta wanted to, he could go get an extra 5 bombs too for this climb. But I'm worried about him. I don't know if he'll be able to do this. Maybe this might push him to go get magic.
Yeah, I think he finally saw the sign and is like, okay, fine, let's go.
Now there's a portal just south of Link's house you can take that'll take you right next to the shop.
Yeah, over on Xyrak's side, he looks like he made it through just fine. He's on his way to fight Aga 1.
Yeah. I don't know if Xyrak used his green potion, but he was able to get through that. He's in good shape. I think Bonta's stumped on what to do at this point. Okay, chat does say Xyrak did use his green potion, and there's the advantage right there that throwing that potion in the waterfall is going to give Xyrak a lead here. And the longer it takes Bonta to get up Aga Tower, the more Xyrak's going to move ahead.
How many blue balls do you think we have today?
I usually go like an average 3.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd say too.
Yeah, you're getting some net strats here. So Bonta's coming to this house where I believe there is no magic pots in here. Maybe he's just... I mean, this is a really weird situation. Let's get that clear first. This is a really weird situation to be in right now. But yeah, going to the magic shop, buying some potions, and going back is probably your best move.
Could he be heading that way now?
I think so. Yeah, it looks like he's walking up to the magic shop. And, chat's saying he might be tilted. I would not be surprised at all if he's tilted. I mean, but to be fair, no runner usually faces this situation. This is just cruel.
Yeah, he's got to be feeling real behind now. Might see some gambles later on to make up for.
Yeah, and meanwhile, over on Xyrak's side, he's through Aga, and he's in the Dark World.
Just some bombs on the pyramid ledge, nothing too interesting.
So he refilled his magic halfway, and grabbed a blue potion. So hopefully this will be better for him. So as much as we're talking about Bonta, we do have to keep an eye on Xyrak, who's in Dark World going for Catfish to start.
And of course, he does have that hook shot, so if he feels like going to the west side of the Dark World, he definitely can, which he might do after this.
Yeah, he's basically got access to the full Dark World. I mean, not like the Power or the Titansmith spots, but he's got access to quite a bit. And when you see a seed like this, where you get hookshot and flippers early, but don't get the rest of your Dark World access, that usually also can be an indicator of Aga required.
Now, something that Xyrak could do right here if he wanted to, he could use the mirror and go grab a quick green potion refill.
Yep, that's a good point. Decides not to, though. Just leaves the bottoms in the water.
And then on the other hand, he's right by the witch's hut at this point, so he could get a green potion. I'm sorry, a blue potion if you wanted to.
Yeah, with Zora already paid off, you don't need as many rupees the rest of the seed. You don't want to waste what you've got, though, but at the same time, you only need probably a little over 200 for everything left that you have to do. And now this is interesting what Xyrak's doing. He can get to the graveyard ledge, but there's a specific path you have to take when you only have the gloves, and you don't have the Titansmiths or the boots. And logically, you could find Titansmiths here.
It would be even funnier if you found boots in here. That would be the most convenient thing to find.
Just a blue boomerang. He's gonna pick it up. So it's hard mode, so boomerangs don't stun. But it's still nice to have one for menuing. But beyond that, all they're really useful is picking up items and maybe hitting switches.
Maybe he wanted to deal with less lag when trying to hit switches.
Yeah. And I mean, it didn't really cost him any time to pick it up, so at the end of the day, it's doesn't really change much.
Okay, so with what we have right now, we could go check Bumper Cave and see if anything useful is up there, and we can actually go get it if we want.
And it's a potion. Xyrak decides not to grab it. I don't blame him for that. You know, Bonta having much more success this time. This is the last room where he has to kill enemies. Oh, he forgot he can't stun enemies with the boomerang.
He should just use the hook shot. He does have it.
Well, he got through the room, and he's through the worst of it now. He's almost to Aga. But Xyrak now in Skullwoods. I think when all is said and done here, Xyrak's going to have about a 10-minute head start on Bonta for going through the Dark Worlds. Which is not insurmountable by any means, but Bonta is definitely going to need to make some decisions to catch up.
Yeah, with the KS Mario right here, you can quickly just put the block on the switch to save you a bunch of time over having to push the statue.
Yeah, it's a much quicker check with Samaria. So Bonta's on his Aga fights as the seeds will make your blue balls equal in this fight, so whatever Xyrak got, Bonta will also get, as long as he doesn't take an unfortunate death here, which he shouldn't.
Yeah, I believe this also applies to Aga 2 in both the blue ball count and also the patterns for the first time you fight him, I believe.
Yeah, it also applies there.
Well, let's hope that neither runner has to fight Aga 2 a second time for any bad reason.
Yeah, definitely. Bonta coming out of Lost Woods. Interesting, he's coming out this way. Most runners will go out through the right exit because it's a little faster. This will let him come into the Village of Outcasts in a slightly different area. Maybe make routing a little nicer. And overall, the time difference isn't very significant, though.
Bonta cleans up Aga 1. He is now entering the Dark World.
And Xyrak opens Thieves Town, not going in just yet. Gonna check the rest of Village of Outcasts first.
Alright, Xyrak might go into Thieves Town here. If he does, he would really like to see the hammer, because without it you cannot full clear it, unless there is nothing in the big chest.
Yeah, diving Thieves Town without the hammer. Oh, we find a flute, though. That's a nice find. Doesn't unlock anything yet, but we'll need it later for Meyer.
Yep, it's just I thought he's going to pull out the mirror and go ahead and activate it.
After a quick bonk. So, yeah, going into Thieves Town with a hammer, it's a little risky, but I have found more often than not that chest doesn't have anything, but it's of course the one time it does have something where it burns you.
Yeah, you basically orphan it until the very last second, and then you're kicking yourself after you find out something important was there.
So we start Thieves Town with the big key. We do have to find that in the front always. Ooh, and there's the small key right away. Not what you really want to see.
Bonta looks like he's following the same route that Xyrak took.
Yep. Gonna be very thorough. Especially since you don't really have much for portals right now. You don't really want to leave locations behind until you have better access to traverse the world. Oh, there's a fire rod. That does put Mothula in logic. You could go kill it, but again, with just the fire rod, that's rough. I'll probably wait until they find the hammer.
Yeah, you're right. If we had something like half magic, or if Xyrak had like picked up a potion from the waterfall fairy before, he might opt to go.
Alright, so Xyrak continuing through Thieves Town. Bonta is basically still following the same route as Xyrak. Another joke hint. Bonta saw the potion, might have thought about it for a second, but gonna leave it behind.
Yeah, I do believe that in hard mode, the number of useful hints goes down.
Actually, I've been told that's not true. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, you just notice the joke hints more in hard mode. But I don't think there's actually any difference in the number of hints you get between normal and hard.
So that's
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah. That's at least 2 items we've seen now. I don't know if we've seen three.
We can check if he brings up his inventory. Though our tracker says 2 items so far. So we could still avoid the item in the chest over here. Mons took a death. That was a death warp, so that was fine.
Yeah, he probably just wanted to get some health back instead of mirroring with little to no.
Xyrak's got to be a little careful here. Luckily, there are parts you can grab under these pots. And that big chest has something.
That's not what you want to see at all.
Yeah, that's going to be weighing on his mind for a little while. But he's going to go finish blind off at least. He does have a weapon that can damage blind in the Cane of Samaria.
Frankly, I think that the Cane of Samaria is easier to use against blind than a hammer.
It definitely can be. It's kind of a runner preference thing. Yeah, we're going to see Samaria strap blind. Xyrak does have to be here. 5 hits of, or actually 4 more hits of any kind will kill him. But he does have a red potion, I believe, if needed. Yeah, he's gonna use that red potion, not take the risk.
Yeah, no sense in losing about a minute and a half or so.
And blinds down. Just a piece of heart. And we'll get a pendant here. First dungeon cleared. But we're leaving that big chest behind for now.
Man, about 48 minutes in and only 1 dungeon completed. Feels bad.
Yeah, I know from personal experience, whenever I have my first dungeon at 48 minutes, I am really worried that I'm behind. Even if the seed had some stupid logic to it. Meanwhile, Xyrak's going right back into Skull Woods. I think he's going to go for Mothula.
Kind of risky if obviously he doesn't have a green potion or half magic, so he will have to be very vigilant with this.
Not only that, he has to use at least some of his magic to get to Mothula. So he's not going to have a full bar when he gets there. I forget if Samaria would do damage to Moth. I think it does, since Fighter Sword does damage to Moth. He also might just be coming back here to check the one item that he can check in the chest.
Yeah, that is also true. Chat saying that they think that Samaria does do damage to...
He grabbed a key and maybe he's thinking twice about this. Yeah, I think he realized the situation as he was walking back there and decided to hold on that for now. You know, it looks like Bonta did just the front chest and left Thieves' Town. That's an interesting move, but we didn't see anything really in the back of Thieves' Town, so this is a move that could allow him getting some time back. He will have to come back later to finish Thieves' Town, but you know, for now, this could at least let him have a chance to catch up a little of that time he lost. So another thing that's standardized between all the seeds is how many digs you'll need to get the item here. And there's the hammer. Oh, wow. Now, unfortunately, since Bonta jumped down, he can't go straight back up to the Village of Outcasts, but I don't think he's gonna just yet. Or, no, I'm wrong. I think he's gonna go back to Thieves Town now.
This could be big for Bonta. He might feel back in the lead if there ends up being something in that big chest.
Yeah. And he also has that fire rod, so he can do Skull Woods as well right now. So this is definitely an opportunity for Bonta to catch up.
Xyrak passing up on those 300 rupees. I would have taken those, trying to save some money for some potions later on or some bomb.
Yeah, 300 I definitely would have grabbed. It's right there, and you could use it for, as you mentioned, you can use it for potions later. I definitely would have grabbed it, but you know, it's another runner preference thing. But I think Xyrak's on his way to Hype Cave. Oh, another dungeon we can full clear right now too if we want is Swamp Palace. We have everything to clear Swamp right now.
And of course, in Swordless, the boss of that will be a menu boss.
We're getting the Hype Cave check. Piece of heart to start. Blue rupee, 300 rupees, 300 rupees. Well, not really hype, and Xyrak not happy with that cave.
Yeah, he's probably taking a message from the seed saying, "Hey, here's a bunch of money in case you need."
Yeah. And yeah, Xyrak's gonna make the play into Swamp now. He knows he can full clear this. But here's where Bonta could maybe make some time. He's going into the back of Skull Woods. We have not seen this yet. And he's going to go straight to Mothula first. Don't blame him for that. If you're only looking for one more item, it's better to just kill Mothula first if you have to. Oh, there's a nice full magic drop.
Bonta will take that.
And he's got a key, so he doesn't have to kill that Gibdo. He'll have full magic for the Mothula fight. He's going to start with Hammer Strats. Well, in Swamp, Xyrak starts with the big key.
Yeah, that's usually the best thing you'd like to see in terms of dungeon items. You like to see the big key first, so you don't have to backtrack to go look and see.
Yeah. And Bonta got a blue rupee, from Mothula got a crystal. Didn't have the big key in his inventory. I don't know if he's got 2 items. But if he doesn't, he'll be going right back in. I guess he has not gotten both items, so he's going to go down here. This will either be the big key or it will be the second item. Oh, the bow.
Wow. Things have certainly seemed to work out in Bonta's favor this time around.
Yeah, that's going to let him route some stuff. I think he's going to go combo Eastern Pod with that now. Now, that's not terrible for Xyrak. He's got to go back to Skull Woods at some point anyway. So as long as he doesn't try dipping Eastern or doesn't try dipping Pod without the bow, that probably won't hurt him. But that is an advantage Bonta has, especially if he finds something in Pod.
Looks like Xyrak is skipping left side for now in Swamp Palace.
Yeah, I don't think he's got the map or the compass yet, so this is kind of a standard move when you don't get either. Or at least as far as I've seen. Now, Xyrak could still find something nice in here and make this a worthwhile play. Either way, Bonta's got to come in here too, though he might be able to go mode if there's nothing in here. Oh, but there's something in here. There's the boots. And the Ether Medallion. And Bonta confirms Pod is bow locked. So both runners finding some nice items with their respective dips. Bonta finding the bow in Skull Woods, and Xyrak finding the boots and Ether in Swamp.
Yeah, with Xyrak finding the boots earlier, it's going to save him a bit more time than Bonta will have.
Yeah, the longer Xyrak has those boots, the more of an advantage he'll have over Bonta. And meanwhile, Bonta, I mean, with that bow is still a nice advantage, but as long as Xyrak goes to Skull Woods, he'll be fine there.
He does have that flute, so it wouldn't be too out of his way to try and go back.
Now, Xyrak does not have the map or compass yet, so could be a dream swamp here if Argus doesn't have either of those. Oh, Bonta finds Titan's Mitts and Pod.
Xyrak picks up the compass. I wonder if he's going to go back in or not.
It's one item left in here, so this is a situation where runners will just leave it behind. And yeah, he's leaving it behind. Is Xyrak gonna go do Ice Palace?
He does not have the mitts, so he would be wasting his time trying to do it.
You're right, he doesn't have mitts. I think he's gonna go check the hint over here. Actually, I don't know if he ever checked Ice Rod Cave. No, I think he did because he has a lamp. I think that was an Ice Rod Cave.
Yes, the lamp was an Ice Rod Cave, so yes, he did check it.
Yeah, this is a rarely checked hint, though, especially in non-inverted modes. Okay, you got him above the pose. That was the blue boomerang.
Just a waste of time over here.
And I think Xyrak might be thinking Pod, which would be good for him. It'll get him the mitts, but at the same time, he'll have to double dip it if he goes. Actually, no. Unless he potion glitches, he can't even get into Pod right now.
I think if he goes to Pod here first and finds out that's bow locked, he might pick up a potion. All right.
No, I think he's kind of realizing it and he's looting away. Or he's going to go get a potion for Pod. So, meanwhile, on Bonta's side, in Pod, we really haven't seen anything beyond those myths. But Bonta can clear this right now with that bow. Okay, I think Xyrak's going to go for Skullwoods, and if he does, that's actually a good move for him, because he'll get his bow.
I was going to say, I think he's going to do Bonk Rocks first.
Oh, yep, this is an item he can get that Bonta hasn't been able to. Just a piece of heart, though. So yeah, kind of looking through this race, both of these runners have been doing some nice checks. You know, neither of them have made decisions at this point that haven't paid off. They've both made nice decisions. So it's just a matter of when the other runner goes back across those spots to find what the other got.
Yeah, just as you said, making good decisions. Xyrak looking to go back into Skull Woods over here.
Yeah, this will get him the bow, and then they'll most likely drive him towards Eastern Pod like Bonta.
Yeah, good to see that Xyrak did make the mistake of trying to hammer dash there.
Yep, in Swordless you cannot hammer dash because you need the hammer, essentially. You need the sword as part of that. It's with the sword's hitbox, basically. Having the sword's hitbox will knock those pegs down, but without the sword's hitbox, you'll just bounce. Bonta's on Helmasucking. 17 hammer smacks on the mask. And then we'll see if he goes hammer strats or bow strats to finish it.
Well, he's pulling out the bow, so I think you know your answer.
That's Helmasaur down for Bonta.
Yeah, really nice of him to stand right there and let him shoot a bunch of arrows into his crest or whatever you...
Yeah, exactly. Bonta's got his second crystal. So at this point, each runner has 2 dungeons done, but two different dungeons. And Bonta, while he's here, is going to go finish off Eastern, which Armos does have an item. Meanwhile, Xyrak on the Mothula fight started with some fire rod shots. Going to switch to hammer. You'll notice runners on this fight, they'll usually try to stay above or to Mothula's side when hammering, just because the hitbox is more friendly that way. You don't want to hammer up if you can avoid it. Having a little trouble, Moth's been hugging those spikes. But there's the crystal for Xyrak.
Bonta coming up on Armos Knights in just a second.
And Xyrak's going back for his bow. Gonna be happy to see that. And he'll flute away. I expect he'll make the same play as Bonta and go do Eastern Pod now. Meanwhile, I got Bombos on Armos. Interesting.
So when Xyrak picks up his mitts, he will also have King's Tomb to do, which he could have done earlier if he had been in the Dark World by the Graveyard Ledge. But with the mitts, it makes it a little more.
And Bonta going to the Mire area. Now, if we have the medallion from Mire, it is full clearable. Oh, that was quick. It's Ether. And we've got Ether in Swamp, so Bonta can't go in.
He can, however, check Desert while he's here.
And if Xyrak makes a similar play to Bonta and comes over here after Eastern Pod, he'll be able to full clear both Desert and Mire, potentially.
It all depends on if there's a key on that torch or not.
Oh yeah, if there's a key on the torch, Bonta's got to come back. No, but there's Quake. So we can full clear this, but might have to come back for that Quake medallion.
Chat pointing something interesting out here. I believe we're only silver arrows away from no mode.
I think you're right, since we know what that last medallion is now. The only thing we absolutely still do need, we do need the silvers 100%, because you can do silverless Ganon in swordless, but it's not fun. I believe it was Andy who said he tried it, experimented with it, and he said in the time it took him to do a swordless silverless, it would have just been faster to get the hint from Ganon, go get the silvers, and then come back and finish Ganon. So overall, I feel like just Xyrak's route has paid off more for him. But the one thing that could still throw it off is the silver's location, especially if that's in that Thieves' Town big chest. Xyrak's got his mitts. And Bonta almost at Landmola's.
See if he can get the perfect fire rod strats for Landmola.
Yeah, he should have 6 shots left, and that's just enough shots to take down Landmola's. He's going to get a 7th. Oh, that was perfect.
Great job, Bonta.
Unfortunately, that did not pay out. Well, actually, we got the green pendant. That could still yield something. Bonta, I think he's gonna go check Checkerboard Cave and then probably flute away.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how soon does Bonta go to Swamp. Now he can really get his he can get it back into his.
Yeah, Xyrak's had those boots for maybe 30 minutes by now.
That was a sword there in Checkerboard Cave with the green 20.
But Bonta's gonna do Dark Death Mountain, which is a good check. 6 items up here, plus he'll get information on what he needs for Turtle Rock. If we need Bombos for Turtle Rock, actually, he can full clear it. Now, 7 Hearts, Blue Mail, Turtle Rock is not fun at all, but it's doable.
Yeah, you need to be immaculate with your Fire Rod and Ice Rod shots, and with your hammer.
But it is going to be interesting to see what Xyrak does when he gets, if he goes straight to Myra area after this. Because he'll get Bombos from Armos Knights, and if he sees that Quake medallion, will he just enter Go mode and go straight for Ganon? It is a play. Depending on where those silvers are, it might be easier to get the hint than full clear a bunch of dungeons.
Bonta about to come and check Hookshot Cave.
Well, there's Nath Hart for Turtle Rock.
That always helps.
And we also got a shovel in here, but not much else.
Depending on what that shovel gives us.
Yep, that gives us access to the dig spot. Bonta gonna check Turtle Rock. It's Quake, he can't go in. Now this has almost been good for Bonta though. But by being blocked out of Mire and Turtle Rock, it's gonna force him towards Swamp. But I think he's gonna combo Hera and Spike Cave first.
Yeah, so boots were required this seed.
So Xyrak is going to be in an amazing position if after he finishes Eastern, he goes straight to the Mire area and goes into Desert. If he does that, he's going to be in an amazing spot in this seed. Bonta, I could see him finishing Hera and finishing Thieves Town before going into Swamp.
Yeah. Also, I just noticed that both medallions for Mire and Turtle Rock are vanilla.
Yep, we do have vanilla medallions today. So Xyrak just needs to go to the back and kill Armos Knights. He'll get Bombos, which he doesn't need, but will actually be good knowledge for him because once he sees Quake, he'll know he has whatever medallions he needs.
Bonta finishing up Moldorm.
Just 50 rupees, but he'll get a crystal. He's got 5 dungeons done now. Yeah, Bonta's going straight for Spike Cave. One interesting thing with Spike Cave in hard mode is that while the cape usually drains your magic double speed, it won't do that in Spike Cave, as part of the logic to make sure you can get through this.
Also, I do believe that potions, if you use them here, they will refill your magic or hearts completely.
Yes, potions will also refill everything as usual. Xyrak's got Eastern down. Let's see where he goes next. Like I said, if he goes straight to desert / mire area, he will essentially know he's in go mode. Well, there are still things that could trip Xyrak up if he does that, though. If he goes for Silver Hint at Ganon. But he is going to mire area. This is going to be very interesting. There are things that could trip Xyrak up, though. For example, if, say, you need like a fetch quest item to get to Silvers. That would be a little tricky to figure out. So, that move isn't necessarily a great one. Alright, Green Pendant had bombs. He's going into desert.
Alright, at this point he will know that he has everything he needs to get to Ganon.
He'll have everything he needs to get to Ganon, but he won't be able to finish Ganon just yet. We'll see what he decides to do, though. But meanwhile, Bonta is going for Swamp. Or is he? He's not. Oh, he never checked Hype Cave.
It's interesting when you see that a runner has put that off for so long.
Yeah.
What would have made it even better is if that hint that Xyrak would have gotten by the torch gave some hint about a unique item, which would be the silvers, but it didn't, unfortunately.
Doesn't look like Xyrak's doing anything in go mode just yet. Bonta's gonna go check the shovel spot, though. We got a shovel spot, a piece of heart. I don't think he's checked the ledge south of the grove either. So we might be going there next. You know, for Xyrak, what I expect he'll do is after the desert, he'll go finish off Mire, then he'll go do Ice, and then he'll do Turtle Rock and Hera together, and then go into Ganon's Tower.
Looks like Bonta's heading back towards Swamp, so that's good for him.
Yeah, at this point for Bonta to keep up, he needs to go right into Swamp. And that's what he's doing.
One place the silvers could be, which we have not checked, is left side of Swamp, which Xyrak didn't check.
That is a possible location. I've seen him over there a couple times. And wouldn't be the worst location in the world for Xyrak, especially if he does go straight for Ganon. Because if Ganon were to say they're in Swamp Palace, he'd know exactly where they were.
Yeah, now that you say that, I could see where that would actually kind of work out better for Xyrak.
He's got his 6th dungeon done. Most likely he's going to just mirror and go straight into Mire. Actually, not mirror, but use the mirror portal and go straight into Mire.
Yeah, at this point, he'd be doing Mire and then Ice, and then finishing up with Turtle Rock and then Tower of Hera.
Now, he didn't go mode Desert, but I think that was partially because Desert's so quick that there's no real reason to leave anything behind.
Yeah, Bonta might feel behind if once he finds these boots in here, thinking that Xyrak probably could have got them really early.
Yeah, Xyrak's gonna have had like a 40-45 minute head start with those boots, which overall the boots don't save as much time as you would expect, but they would give him a couple minutes advantage at least. I think I heard once that the boots save like 2.5 minutes per hour that you have them.
Yeah, they may not seem like much compared to how much it saves over an hour, but in a race, it could be the difference between a win or a loss.
Yep, exactly. Alright, got no Godmire here. As we're kind of going here, kind of just to recap on what at stake for these runners. If Bonta wins, he takes the second bracket spot from Group H. If Xyrak wins, we have a three-way tiebreaker between Bonta, Xyrak, and GFE 12. So this is a massive race for this tournament. Xyrak needs this a little bit more than Bonta, because Bonta's guaranteed one more race regardless, but Xyrak, if he loses, he's out.
Xyrak, because he was low on magic, decides to go check. Oh no, he decides to refill and come back. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and he's going to use the lamp to save some magic so he can use the fire rod a little later. Bonta's going on the left side. There's one item over here we have not seen.
Xyrak might need to watch his health a little bit here. He's getting a little low.
I believe he still has some potions. Yeah. So if he needs it, he can use those. You know, over on Bonta's side, we're going to get a check that Xyrak skipped.
So that's good for Xyrak because that means he does not have to worry about where the silvers might be. If they were in swamp, of course they won't. They aren't.
Yep, not going to be in swamp. And he's going to fully clear Mire, it looks like, because of this big key's going to be in a pretty... Looks like it's going to be one of his last checks. So he's going to mostly clear out Mire. He's also got one of the items already. And actually, yeah, it has to be in this next chest, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him go do the big chest right now, just to take Mire completely out of it. Or maybe not. Maybe he got both items.
I was not watching that closely, so if it turns out that maybe Vitreous has an item, then it'll be fine either way, but...
Bonta picks up his ether and boots. He knows where Quake is, so he is essentially in gun mode minus silvers. And at this point, I'd give a slight edge to Xyrak. He's got 6 dungeons done compared to Bonta's 5. But it's not a huge advantage right now. But Xyrak's coming up on the Vitreous fight as Bonta enters the Argus fight. Argus shouldn't be too bad. It's just a menu boss, so it'll take a little time. Vitreous and Swordless, this can be a bit rough. Especially without silvers to use. Which even if he had silvers, he wouldn't be able to use them on this.
Yeah, for those who don't know, hard mode means that silvers will only function in Ganon's room.
Yeah, he's going to use some bomb stress to start. He might fire some arrows after this. I think he still has at least one potion if he needs it. At this point, for this fight, you just want to do it slow and steady. Don't rush it. The worst thing you could do here is take a death.
Of course, he does have that potion.
Down to 8 arrows. He probably wants to save those for the main eyeball, so he's going to switch to the hammer to finish off these small ones. Oh, he took a hit. Yeah, he's going to use his potion. He's got to be careful. He might have another potion, too.
I believe he bought 2 when he went to the witch's hut.
Okay, he's through the worst of this, though. Now 8 arrows into the main eyeball, and it's down. Used up all of his ammo, but he's through Vitreous. And that's his 7th crystal, as Bonta finished off Argus also got his 6th. And I think Bonta's next move is going to be Thieves' Town. Now, Xyrak is not doing these things in go mode. He's going to at least check close by areas. I think my Xyrak corrected me. 5th crystal, 7th dungeon, or 4th crystal, 7th dungeon for Xyrak.
Yeah, if we had 7 crystals at this point, we'd be seeing a lot of numbers in chat.
So yeah, Xyrak's going to refill his bombs. If he's going into Ice Palace, definitely a good move, because he needs some bombs for the bomb jump. As well taking out some Stalfos.
If he wants to, he could get some bomb upgrades right by Ice Palace.
He could. There is the wish, or the Great Fairy Fountain here, or whatever. I forget the exact name of it. But there are upgrades, 5 bombs or 5 extra arrows for 200 rupees. Actually, would have been a really quick way to refill his arrows because he's out right now.
Ice Palace, home of 3 hints, one of them already being useless.
Now, this one would not surprise me if Xyrak go modes. Because it's just so long to get through this. He might just elect to get through this in go mode, and if the silvers end up being here, he'll come back. But meanwhile, Bonta is in Thieves' Town. Well, it's worth remembering. When Xyrak was in here, he didn't have the hammer. He could not check the big chest, and there is an item in that big chest.
Interesting thing that chat's pointing out. I don't think Bonta checked what Medallion Turtle Rock required.
Oh yeah, I thought he did because he was the one that went up there and we saw it on his screen.
And again, chat could be wrong.
But anyway, But anyway, here's a big moment for Bonta. Is there... If silvers are in this chest, that's a game changer. Oh! Oh! Silvers were in the chest!
Well, the one thing that works out for Xyrak is that Ganon will say that the silvers were in Thieves' Town, and he'll know exactly where.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Now, yeah, for Xyrak, his best move at this point is to start go-moding dungeons and get that hint.
Although the bad thing about this is he might check all of Ganon's tower for those silvers before he makes his way.
Yeah, this... Oh my goodness, that is definitely a game changer. As much as Xyrak has the lead in terms of dungeons, those silvers put Bonta in a great spot.
Yeah, so like we just saw, Bonta is Quake away from Go mode, but with those silvers, I mean, since he knows where Quake is, he can just go get Quake if he wants. So he's essentially in Go mode once he goes get go.
Now this race is, yeah, he's going back to the mire area. He can grab his Quake here as he's clearing mire. I mean, this race is by far not over. Xyrak's best move at this point is to just go-mode dungeons and find out from Ganon. And chat's pointed out in a previous race that's what Xyrak did and he won because of it. Would he make that move again?
Well, it looks like he did not check the rest of Ice Palace, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he did. He checked chests that were on the way, but he did not get all of the chests in here. And Xyrak's next move is definitely going to be Turtle Rock.
Uh-oh. Xyrak's floating away without refilling his arrow.
Well, he still has opportunities to grab arrows, so that's not a huge problem right now. He just needs to get some arrows before he goes into Ganon's tower. Yeah, Bonta is in mire. Now, the big key in mire was in the chest to the left of the big chest. So it's not going to be a god mire for Bonta. On Xyrak's side, he does need to go through all of Turtle Rock. He just needs to do the boss of Hera. He's already done everything else in Hera. I mean, this race turned very interesting. I don't know which way to really call it. I think Bonta's ahead, especially since he'll go mode probably more stuff. But at the same time, like I said, Xyrak, he just needs to basically go to Ganon at this point. Man. And then, of course, we still have, like, deaths and mistakes in any dungeons. GT route could change the timing. I think this is too close to call right now. I think Bonta's got the advantage, but Xyrak still has a good chance. But he's going to go do Hookshot Cave and Super Bunny Cave first.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. This is a little close. You know, all these checks that Xyrak is doing right now is giving Bonta more and more time to catch up and finish the game.
So in case chat's wondering about the silvers, so yeah, silvers were in Thieves Town Big Chest. When Xyrak went in, he didn't have hammer, so he had to skip it. He got hammer shortly after at the dig game. Bonta held on the back of Thieves Town until he had hammer and came back, and that's the big difference here. But the other big difference in time was at the beginning of the seed. Aga was required, and they basically had to do Aga Tower with just the nets, the ice rod, the cane, and some bombs. And Bonta had a really hard time clearing Aga Tower, while Xyrak was able to do it a bit easier. So that also put Bonta behind early.
And just a little recap of this race. Starting off, we had to do Aga to get to the Dark World. And Bonta, when he tried to go up Aga Tower the first time, he ran out of magic and had to find out how to, figure out a way to get back up there with some magic refills. Xyrak then proceeded ahead and went to Swamp early to get the boots, which Bonta did not find for another 40 minutes or so. But in all that process, Xyrak could not open the big chest in Thieves Town to get the silver arrows, which Bonta found recently. So now Bonta has a huge advantage just being able to go mode the rest of these dungeons before fighting Ganon.
Yeah, I know people were saying in chat, GG, it's definitely not over yet. I mean, this is hard mode swordless, so there is a lot that can happen. Alright, Xyrak is going through Turtle Rock. The good news for Xyrak is this is not really a dungeon you can go mode, so Bonta's not going to make up a lot of time here. He will make up a little bit, like Xyrak already has the big key, so Bonta can at least skip one chest.
Bonta now coming and picking up his Quake, and which will officially put him in go mode.
Right, Bonta's picking up some potions. Yeah, Xyrak's being thorough as he goes through Turtle Rock. Alright, Xyrak's still working through Turtle Rock. Bonta going into ice. Bonta's also a bit low on ammo, so he's gonna have to watch that as he goes. But he still has plenty of opportunities to pick up ammo. I think they got a hint on Mimic. Or maybe they didn't get a hint on Mimic Cave. I get these races and hints sometimes just mixed up because there's so many.
Yeah, that's easy to make that mistake.
Nice timing on that heart refill for Xyrak.
Yeah, going into Try Next with full health is the best you can hope for. Oh no, on Bonta's side, he's out of bombs.
Yeah, now he moved to the front, so the resources will refill. He'll be able to get another few bombs. But yeah, the best thing for Bonta, honestly, would be to leave Mir, go to that cave, and get a bomb upgrade that would refill his bombs.
Yeah, that's definitely what I would have done in this situation.
Yeah, he gets a bomb there. But yeah, the way things are kind of set up for him, he's not... You can get another bomb, I think, in the Stalfos room.
Yeah, I believe there's
not gonna have
2 bombs in there.
Yep. But if he has to do this more traditional, that's going to cost him some time. Oh, he gets bailed by a 4-bomb pack.
Thank you, Stalfos Knight. Xyrak being smart and resetting his spawn point in Turtle Rock. As evidenced by how he just got bodied by the laser.
There's the key he needs. One more chest to check on Laser Bridge. Ooh. Not having luck with his laser skips.
Yeah, does anyone know the frame window for that dash strat?
I'm not sure.
Both runners coming up on their respective bosses in each dungeon.
Yeah, after this, they'll each have 1 dungeon left. Xyrak will have Hera. Bonta will have Turtle Rock. Xyrak's likely going to get into GT first, but by itself, it's likely not going to be enough for him to hold his advantage. He needs to go to Ganon, get the Ganon hint, go to Turtle Rock, get the silvers, and then go back to Ganon.
Thieves Town.
Oh, yeah, I think I said Turtle Rock accidentally, but yeah.
Yeah, and thankfully, with this being all dungeons, since they've already beaten Aga 1, they can, Xyrak, once he gets his silvers, he can just save and quit and go straight to Ganon if he feels like he already has potions and stuff like that, he can refill his health.
I mean, the big question at this point for Xyrak is, once he finds the big key, does he just go straight for Ganon, or does he keep checking chests in GT? But he's got to get through this fight first. He's down to 2 hearts. 1 more hit will take him out.
Yeah, if it were me, I would probably wait for the hint.
Still has a red potion. He's going to use that. Meanwhile, Bonta's done on Cold Stare. He's going for Turtle Rock. Xyrak's got Trinex down. And looks like Xyrak stream's frozen, so we'll look at Bonta for a little bit. Oh, there we go. Just that needed a second to catch back up. But yeah, Xyrak's got his 6th crystal. He just needs to go to Hera. Bonta just needs to finish up Turtle Rock. For Xyrak, Hera will be quick. He's already done all of it except for Moldorm. Alright. Xyrak's mirroring. He's going into Hera. Oh, I think our restreamer might be rebooting Xyrak's stream quick. Yep, there we go. And actually, while we're here, I think we should start our game, because we're not going to have much time. So yeah, as he's going up to Moldorm, I'm going to go ahead and start the game here.
What number are you going to guess?
Well, I usually guess 15, but there's 22 chests in Ganon's Tower. Put in chat where you think the GT Big Key will be. Get your guesses in quick, because we're going to have to close this quick. What do you usually guess for this game?
I go with lucky number 7. I have yet to have that work out for me, but we'll see.
There is Xyrak's 7th crystal, as Bonta is entering Turtle Rock. So Xyrak still needs to find those silvers. His best hope at this point is to get that big key and then just go straight for Ganon. Get the hint and go to Thieves Town. Okay, he's opening up GT. Alright, here we go. Chest 1, small key. Chest 2, bombs. He's gonna go right.
Will he do tile room first? Probably not. Yep.
Yeah, lighting the torches with the rod. Gonna go check the compass room chests.
These will be number 3 through 6 right here.
Little low on magic, but has just enough to get through there. We can get a little bit back here. Alright, 3 is 20 rupees. 4, big key. 5 rupees, 20 rupees. Okay, he's found the big key. What is his move now?
He's obviously going to come grab this key right here, and then probably mirror out.
He's going to keep checking GT.
Oh, no.
And yeah, this is bad for him. He doesn't know it. I mean, this is the good move to make, but yeah, this is costing him time. At this point, I give Bonta the lead. Unless Bonta goes full left, then maybe Xyrak's not in as bad of shape.
He's mirroring.
He's going for it. Okay, he just took a couple extra chests.
I suppose that's not a terrible play if you were just trying to see if you get lucky on a few other chests that you check in GT.
So this is definitely a race. If a lot of things could affect this, if one of them takes a death, if Bonta goes full left, this, I don't know who to call this for. I think this is, again, too close to call.
Yeah, if either runner falls to Ganon.
I mean, yeah, buckle up. This is going to be a wild finish to the group stage. I shouldn't say this isn't going to be our last race in the group stage. We have one tiebreaker race confirmed. But and if Xyrak pulls this off, we'll have another. Just to remind everyone what's on the line. If Bonta wins, Bonta takes the second spot in Group H. If Xyrak wins, we have a 3-way tie in Group H, and there'll be a 3-way tiebreaker game.
Yeah, between Bonta, Xyrak, and GFE.
And like, as we mentioned, Silverless, Swordless Ganon is something it's doable, but it's not recommended. It's actually more time efficient to go into Ganon, get the hint, and then go find the silvers.
Yeah, of course you got all the time and effort trying to get Ganon into Phase 4 to give the hint.
Yeah, Bonta is almost at Trinex, as Xyrak's getting the Mold Worm 2, or Land Molus 2. For anyone who joined late, the silvers are in the Thieves Town big chest. Xyrak had to skip it because he did not have hammer when he went into Thieves Town. Bonta had the hammer when he went into Thieves Town and got them.
For running out of magic during the fight, that's not a bad fight against Lanmola.
Yeah, he's a bit low on magic. He might be fine. I think if he just uses lamp in the first torch room coming up here. But he's got to be careful with his magic usage.
That ice over on Bonta's side, making it hard to hit this ice head.
And the second head's down. Bonta's good on health. Third phase Trinex is not too bad. Oh, Xyrak ran out of magic. I think there's 2 small pots in the next room, so he's fine, but he's got to be perfect.
Yeah, with a lamp, you should be fine lighting all 4 torches with those 2 magic refills.
Oh, okay, he's gonna drink his red potion. Which is good, because that would have killed him. Okay, Xyrak through the first torch room can grab a full magic refill here. Meanwhile, Bonta, 7th crystal, gonna go to GT. If he goes full left, he's gonna lose some time. If he goes full right or even does Dark Magician strat, he'll be in great shape.
Yeah, as expected, Xyrak checking these last few chests before Aga 2.
Accidentally, he got hit by the anti-fairy. Still fine, though. And he brings out the hammer from Mold Worm 2. Ooh, almost fell.
1 hit left.
Looks like he got it, and yeah, he got the hookshot out in the same move. Bonta's starting right. We'll see if he stays right. He's going right. He's going to find that big key.
This is real close. Xyrak getting bullied by those mini Helmosaurs. Needs to watch his health here on this fight. And this is... okay, he might use his potion. He has it ready to be...
Alright, Xyrak's on Aga 2. He has the bug net out. It's a little easier to use bug net strats on this.
Was that a double to start?
I'm not sure. Ooh, he's down to a heart and a half. He's down to half a heart. I would say don't chance it. Use that potion.
I think he has 2 hits left. I'm not quite sure. the normal Agus hit got absorbed by the wall.
Okay, Xyrak is got Aga 2 down as Bonta is starting his climb. Chad said it was about a 6-minute lead for Xyrak. I don't know if that's enough. He's got to get through the first 3 phases of Ganon, get the hint, go to Thieves' Town, get back, and do the first 3 phases plus the 4th.
And in hard mode swordless, that is a very tall order.
But Bonta's down on health too, down to 2 hearts. He does have the safety room coming up.
Good spot, starting right here.
Great spot if you can get him to phase 3 or phase 2 right now. Not quite enough though.
Yeah, it was a perfect place for Ganon, but not quite the right pixel to be standing on.
So Xyrak's got to just take it easy here. Bonta gets to the safety room. He refills, and Xyrak's down to 1.5 hearts. Oh, he takes a death. That's giving Bonta more time to catch up. I mean, the silverless Ganon fight is by no means easy. I mean, even when Bonta gets in here, they might have some struggles on this. Yeah, Xyrak's got to play it very carefully. He can't afford another death. Alright, he's being very careful. Just getting a couple phases each time before the fire bats start.
I believe he's up to 6 hits now, at least, on this phase.
That might be enough for phase. Nope, not quite yet. Bonta's got Moldorm 2 down. I think he's in phase... No, he's not in phase 3 yet.
That should put him at past 12 now. I think he's good.
He just has to dodge. Play it safe. Use your magic if you have to. Oh! Oh man, he's playing with fire literally right now.
Man, those were some epic dodges right there.
Alright, just needs to get 2 more hits in this phase, and then he'll get the hint for silvers. Alright, he's gonna get the hint. And he's out. He knows where silvers are. But does he have enough time? Bonta is pretty close to Ganon at this point. Yeah, so not surprisingly, Xyrak's grabbing potions for his next fight. He needs to flute to 3, and he has to work his way basically through all of Thieves' Town.
Yeah, this looks really, really close right now.
I think Bonta's gonna get in for his Ganon fight before Xyrak's done. I mean, the good news for Xyrak is as soon as he gets those silvers, he saves and quits, reloads, and he's at the pyramid. But I think Bonta's going to get there first, so... I mean, it really could just come down to the Ganon fight. A death on Ganon by Bonta changes everything. A fall here, it's too close to call right now, and I think Bonta's going to try hovering.
That was a really risky play that Bonta made, and it may end up killing him. Now, Xyrak doesn't have to do everything in here, but he's got to do
It's going to take him a few minutes to get to the back. Alright, Bonta's got Moldworm 2 down. He's got an Agaphite. Xyrak's on his way to the back of Thieves Town. He's got to hit the switch here, go down the stairs, and grab the silvers. I might be wrong. I think Xyrak might get back to the fight first.
It's looking really, really close right now, actually. It's depending on how this fight goes for Bonta, this could we might see them going near the exactly same time.
Yeah, Xyrak's gonna get back first, I think. He's almost at the silvers. Oh, Chad, I'll point out something interesting. Bonta's stream is a little behind because of a little lag spike he had. There's silvers for Xyrak. Oh, he's not saving and quitting. He's floating back. That's going to cost him a little time.
Xyrak, no!
It'll save him health, but it's going to cost him time.
Bonta is going to be pretty ahead coming into the Ganon fight here with time-wise.
So Bonta's going to drop in first. It's literally might come down to a Ganon death at this point. And our restreamer is actually resyncing things so we can see exactly where everybody is. This is not an easy fight by any means, but Bonta's got a great spot for phase 2. Xyrak is back in the fight. Oh, Bonta's on phase 3.
Xyrak on phase 2 now.
Bonta's 2 hits into phase 3. There's the third. There's the fourth. He just needs to unload 4 silvers into Ganon. There's 2. He's got the torches lit. And Ganon's down. As soon as Bonta crosses the bridge, he is going to advance into the bracket.
Yeah, barring any fall right here.
And Bonta has officially finished in first place at the time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, and 25 seconds. Bonta is into the bracket.
Great job to Bonta. Wow, that is just the most perfect Ganon fight you could ask for.
I mean, I think literally, I mean, there's a lot of things you can obviously point to for the difference. I mean, the death by Xyrak on Ganon could have easily changed things. Extra checks for Xyrak. There's so much you could pin this on, but I mean, this was an amazing race to finish at least this part of the group stage. We're gonna see if we get people into interview as Xyrak finishes. And official time for Xyrak of 2 hours, 5 minutes, 26 seconds. 1 minute, 1 second separated these two runners. Yeah, we'll see if we can get people in for interviews here. See if we can get these two runners in. Actually, I think Bonta is going to sleep. I think it's pretty early for him in the morning, essentially. I think Xyrak is going to join us.
Alright.
We are now joined by Xyrak. Good race. I mean, that was down to the wire, and oh man, that was such a tough one to end on.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the first Ganon death hurts, especially because the second set of RNG that it gave me afterward was so slow compared to the first one. Like, it wasn't so much the time loss from the dying, it was I gave up the perfect corner position Ganon phase 2 and got just like a bunch of terrible positions on the reroll, so that really made me worry. And the Silver's location, like, if I literally had to pick the one chest in the entire game I didn't want it in, that was it.
Yeah, that was literally the worst spot it could have been in for you. So I mean, that was just an overall interesting race to watch. I mean, just that let's start at the start there. The required Aga play with limited weapons, we'll say. I mean, take your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what was immune to the Ice Rod and what wasn't, so I was trying it out a little bit. Turns out most of the things in there you can't hit with it. So there's an awful lot of Canis Samaria. That was definitely a first.
Yeah, I definitely you both made good use of that. I mean, that's where you actually gained some time on Bonta because he had to leave because he essentially ran out of ammo. And he lost some time refilling and getting back in. Yeah,
he mentioned that after the race was over that he had issues in Aga's tower. Then when he said he basically searched everything, I was like, wow, man, like I didn't feel like I played that bad throughout most of that seed. Did he execute me that bad? And then he said, oh, but at least the silvers were free. And I was like, oh my god, he did thieves in one go with the hammer.
Yeah, that was the difference right there. I mean, you made the play early going into Thieves Town, just hoping that big chest had nothing, which probably 95% of the time it doesn't. And this time it didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, even I was worried about the chest, but not like I wasn't thinking of it having silvers. I was worried about it having something, but I figured like I would be back in that area when I got Titan mid anyway, so I would have the opportunity to go back in there if it was something else important. But then Titan's mitts basically wound up being go mode. I mean, technically Quake and Desert Palace was, but I mean realistically, like, you know, once I get Bombos out of Eastern and the Titan's mitts, like I'm assuming it's go mode until I get proven otherwise at that point. So. Just that. I mean, obviously, that's why it's sort of like double disappointing, because it's part the game from putting the silvers there, and then part me because of the death on Ganon. So.
Yeah, that is definitely understandable. I mean, I know you were going today trying to get that 3-way tiebreaker. Go for that bracket spot. Yeah. So I mean, overall, how do you feel about your performance in this tournament?
I feel pretty good. The variations aren't my thing typically. Like I don't play a lot of them. So I sort of joined this tournament on a whim without having, like, the very first 2 inverted seeds I ever played were in this tournament. So going 8 and 7, I mean, overall in a group this deep, especially, Yeah, there's really only 2 or 3 moments in this whole tournament that I would really like to have back, that Ganon Death being one of them. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's disappointing right now. But I mean, looking back on it overall, I probably won't be too disappointed with the tournament played out as a whole.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough way to end. So, as you're going forward, what are your plans for? Well, I don't know if we want to call it the off season or time between tournaments or what you want to call it here, but got any plans going forward?
I play a fair amount of the FF4 Reno Free Enterprise, and there's a new beta coming out for that now, so I'll be investing into that. And I don't know, I want to get back into the NMG run of this game. I feel like I have a lot of time to save in there, and that I want to get back into some of the vanilla speedruns that I've done over the past few months and try to bring my times down. So when the holiday season is over, that's probably what I'll be doing. But I'll still be playing some of this, and I might be in the commentary booth here in the tournament this evening.
Yeah, that would be good too. Definitely, just maybe get on the commentary side, just watch matches and get to watch for the enjoyment versus the stress of racing.
There is that.
Yeah.
Right there at the end, Xyrak, maybe you were talking about stress of racing. Right there, did you may have forgotten that you could have saved and quit right after you got the silver?
1000% did, and I was wondering if that was a minute time loss, and I timed it because I lurked in the restream after I finished and watched that, and I timed it, and it wasn't. Thankfully, it would have been closer, a lot closer than it was, but it wasn't a full minute. So I definitely should have saved and quit. Totally forgot, but thankfully that on its own wasn't the difference.
Okay, well I guess that makes you feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to keep you around too long. I know this is definitely probably a tough loss. So, I mean, got any final thoughts?
No, I think that's good for me. Thanks a lot, JP Relkin, Wolflink, and Mr. Broadstone, ALTTPR Randomizer. Appreciated picking the race up tonight. I hope it was entertaining, and hopefully I'll see everybody around.
Yeah, thanks for racing for us. Also, thanks to Bonta for racing for us as well. And yeah, have a good night. So, I kind of recap right now quick before we head out for the night. So as I mentioned, this was the last official day of the group. I think we do have a few kind of late races scheduled as people are just trying to get some last races in terms of the brackets. I think there might be, I don't know, I think it's actually not really much for implications, if any. We do, unfortunately, we didn't get much for tiebreak. We do have one tiebreaker race that will have to be settled at some point before the brackets start on Tuesday, I believe. We did end up with a tie in Group E. I believe PRD Wong and I Am the Schwarz finished off both with a record of 10-5. They will have to match up to decide the final spot in the bracket. Time of that and the settings for that are still to be determined. So we're going to have to see how that ends up playing out. I mean, definitely keep an eye on the Discord. Keep an eye on the schedule to see when that ends up being scheduled. And then after that, yeah, on Tuesday, once we get some things settled up, we are going to be in the bracket stage, top 32. And it is going to be an intense bracket.
Yeah, looking forward to this top 32 bracket that we've got coming up.
And we actually have PRD Wong in the chat who's saying that the tiebreaker race is scheduled for Friday midday. So be on the lookout for that. Once we know a channel, we'll be posting on the Discord and then in the schedule. But yeah, we probably could close down here. Roken, good commenting with you. How do you feel like your first day in the comm booth went?
I definitely will say I was a little nervous, but I think I calmed down most of the way. The rest of
Yeah, sorry if I kind of dominated that. That was just so much going on, but...
Nah, you're good, man.
Yeah. Also want to definitely thank our tracker, Wolflink0370, and our restreamer, Mr. Broadstone, for their help with this. And yeah, I think we'll wrap up for the night. Make sure to tune in, I guess, on Friday afternoon for that tiebreaker race, and then tune in back next week for the start of the bracket stage. So, everybody, have a good night, good day, wherever you are, and we'll see you back here soon.
Yep, see you guys later.